Moneymakers, I am so excited to have here with me Carole Nelson, and I just have to tell you that she's such a wonderful person. Not only is she just a gem of a woman, an influencer, but also she has an amazing business, and that's why I brought her here with you. I've known her for a number of years in our local e-commerce groups and community where I'm in the geographic area we're at in the United States. And I'm so excited for her to share with you. So we're going to talk about Amazon specifically. So if that's something you've been looking at doing, Amazon being the world's largest online retailer, so we should definitely have our little slice of real estate there. And she's going to talk about that specifically, like if you would like to get started, what are some steps, some things to consider, some roadblocks, and so it can save you some time getting started. Or if you already are working on the internet, some things that you can do to add this as an additional stream. But I want to get started with you, Carole. So tell everyone a little bit about you and who you are.
Hi, Michelle. First of all, I really want to thank you for having me on here today. I love your program, and I'm glad I can contribute. How did I get started with this crazy thing called Amazon? I came out of the tech world, and I was actually retired, and I had taken my retirement, excuse me, don't have the virus, just a little cough there. But I had put all of my retirement into income properties. And
real estate.
Yes, in 2008, you know what happened.
Oh no.
Yes.
Okay,
and
right?
Several multi-dwellings, and gradually the tenants lost their jobs, and if the tenants can't pay their rent, I can't pay my mortgage, and it's a downhill slide from there. So in the end, it ended up with us just barely hanging on to our home by our nails. We actually went into foreclosure.
Oh my gosh.
Yes,
that's
a very,
scary.
very scary time.
Yeah.
And I was looking for a way to bring income in. If you're out of the tech world for 6 months, you don't know anything. It moves so fast. So I couldn't just jump back into what I was doing before. I tried sales, I tried multi-level, and then my sons, they were selling on this thing, e-commerce. I had no idea. So they took me by the hand. One was in electronics. Although I was a techie, I didn't really understand the small electronics, cell phones and things like that. So I wasn't good at that. Then my other son, he just sold everything. And so he took me thrifting, and I'm like, this is not going to work. But the next thing I know, I happened to pick up an item off of the rack, and I recognized it, and I knew what it was worth. And so there my journey online began. To make a long story short, as far as that's concerned, I'm still in the same house that was in foreclosure.
Yes.
Not only that, I have my mobile vacation home, my RV.
Oh.
And so I have 2 homes. and so that's what e-commerce has been able to do for me.
That's awesome. So I know it seems like every time I'm, seeing what you're up to, you're always out traveling the world all the time. You're out there in the RV and you're like, oh, I'll be back in a month or 2.
Exactly.
That's the lifestyle of something that you can do on the internet. And that's what it's all about. Of course, being able to live a nice lifestyle and stay in your home during such a difficult time. I think I'll probably speak to a lot of people who are going through difficult times right now. So talk to us about if somebody wanted to start this brand new. I've sold on Amazon before. I'm kind of in my own niche now with publishing books. So I do know about going out and getting products and how you get those. But where do you go? How do you know all of this? And where do you go online if you wanted to start a business? So tell our viewers that.
Okay, if you're interested in selling on Amazon, really you can go to their sellercentral.amazon.com site, and basically an online form that you fill out. You can read all of that information and see if that's something that works for you. You can start as an individual or as a professional.
Mhm.
And that information, again, is online.
Is
There are,
there a
go
cost?
ahead.
Is it free to sign up, or the costs? I know things rapidly change online, but at the time of this video, what is the cost for all of that?
It's free unless you want to go in as a business or professional, then you have a monthly fee.
Mhm.
But you can just put your toe in the water free. You pay you would pay on the back end. You would pay for the items that sell.
Oh, okay.
After you sell a certain number of items, if you when you reach that level, it's better to just go ahead and pay the monthly fee.
Is that a lot?
Because, yeah, you can sell quite a bit to find out if it's going to work for you, if the item you're selling is going to be profitable. But
So,
then you
so,
come out better. What
so,
was that?
so the account is free.
Yeah,
If you're selling a lot, your benefit is to have a pro account. I love your mug.
exactly.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I just have to stop for a second. Okay, hold it up so we can see it. Up a little more. I
Can
love
you?
it. What does it say?
It says Jamaica, one of the places I've been.
Uh-huh.
Smile, man.
Smile, Mom. I love that. Thank you for sharing it. That's so cute. So cute. Anyway, so you can have a free account at sellercentral.amazon.com, or you can, if it's working for you, sign up for a pro account. And what's the cost of something like that?
A pro account runs about $40 a month.
That's
Starting level.
Well, that's
Yeah,
quite affordable. How many people could start a business for $40, really?
I'm telling you, try go getting a McDonald's.
Yeah, Starbucks or any franchise, anything like that, or
Exactly.
starting an MLM, even, which many of us did that ages and ages ago. So,
Oh my goodness, yes. Money down the drain for most of us, but
yeah.
this is an opportunity that's very, you know, inexpensive to get into, and you really can profit from it. There are a couple of ways that you can work on Amazon. You can either do what's called FBA, and FBA stands for Fulfillment by Amazon. Fulfillment by Amazon, you take your products, you ship them into Amazon, and from there, Amazon warehouses them, ships them to the customer when they're purchased, and handles the customer service.
Nice.
And that's basically what your fee is doing. Your fee is paying like you had an employee. Amazon is your employee to handle those things for you. Now, the other way you can go is FBM, and that's fulfilled by merchant. And me as a merchant, I can post my items, say that I have 20 of these items, and the Amazon will list them. I pay a fee for that, but it's a much smaller fee. And then when the customer purchases the item, Amazon notifies me and I ship it out to the customer. I'm responsible for the warehousing, the shipping, and the customer service. And so some people choose that because they don't want to pay out as much money. They'd rather handle that themselves.
Yeah.
For a person like me who likes to travel and wants to have a lot of freedom, FBA works great. I pay that extra fee so that I don't have to sit here and worry about shipping off products.
Exactly. Well, and then you'd have to store them until somebody buys the products. You need to have so some of the differences, you want to store the product, you want to ship it. I live in a rural area in Oregon, out in the country, in the far west of the United States. And for me to get to the post office, I mean, that would their back. Forget it. I don't want to store stuff either and wait for somebody to buy it. Pack it up, ship it, put a stamp on it, and drive it to the darn post office. So I love the FBA business model, and to me, that sounds like it would be something that is more beneficial for a lifestyle, especially when you're traveling so much as you are out there. But I mean, there's a benefit of both, it sounds like. So talk to us about what kind of things sell on Amazon. What kind of, it seems like everything's out there, but I mean, what kind of things should people be considering?
Well, I think people should consider what they know.
Oh, good.
Yes, because everything sells on Amazon except for the cannabis world. But you could sell cannabis paraphernalia. You cannot sell cannabis on Amazon, and there are maybe one or two other things like that.
Mhm.
Um, but there are over 200 million products that are
Woo!
sold on Amazon. Everything that you can think of, there's someone selling it there.
Hmm.
Whether it's you, Nike may be selling on there. Her product can sell things you find in the store, sell wholesale items. If you say you're retired and you left a company that makes widgets,
Mhm.
and you want to sell those widgets online and they don't have an online presence, you may be able to contact somebody at your company you used to work for
Oh.
and have the opportunity to sell those products online. You
You
know
could
all about them.
you could
Mhm.
help them, yeah, and then also have a commission for yourself as well.
Exactly, exactly. And then there are some people who have great ideas that they want to execute. There's a product that they want to execute. It's very costly to do it, but if that's the direction you choose to go, you can develop your own new product
Like
and sell it.
like an invention, you mean, or like recreating something that's out there already?
Both,
Oh,
both. You can take a microphone and you may use a microphone in your studio and say, it would be really great if this microphone had this type of handle so I could prop it this way, and that is not on the marketplace. So you could go to a manufacturer or someone who sells that microphone and set up an arrangement where they would put that attachment on it for you. So that's a redevelopment of a product.
hmm.
Or on the other hand, you might have an original idea, an original product that the
Maybe
market
an
you feel.
adapter or something like that.
Exactly, exactly. We know somebody who came up with a grow light, a different kind of grow light.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of different things that you can do in that marketplace once you're familiar with it. And it just depends on you as an individual. I'm the person who wants to put in a minimal amount of work. I'm at that point in my life where I want to go see grandkids.
Yeah.
I want to travel. I want to see the world. Uh, but I do get a great joy from helping people at the same time. My sons, they do e-commerce, but they don't know the Amazon feel.
Hmm.
And so when they run into somebody who's interested in Amazon, they will refer them to me for a little coaching. And I enjoy doing that too. I'm a one-on-one coach with it, and that works for me.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So you've been doing this for a number of years now. So you have a vast experience because you've probably sold hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of products out there, listings. But also you've been to the trade shows and bought wholesale from the suppliers and vendors, and been been with the top sellers in the country of Amazon. So you're like connected to you connected. And so between your experience and that, would you be able to say, here's some stepping stones that, what, this one didn't work, or that didn't work, or maybe here's a mistake, and you could guide people past that so they don't have to make that same mistake.
Exactly. One example is I do specialty foods.
Mhm.
And one area that does really great, of course, everybody loves chocolate.
Yeah.
So I was doing chocolates and I was just trucking along. Everything was going great. I was traveling, picking them up, running to post offices on the road, parked on the side of the beach, run to the post office, send the packages to Amazon. And bam, it came April. and I couldn't send any in. And I got a notice that we're no longer accepting meltables, which chocolate is.
Oh.
And then there was this little thing called a sell by date or best by date on your food items.
Okay.
And with me not being able to send those into Amazon, the only way I could sell them was fulfilled by merchant. Here's the thing. Most people that buy on Amazon
Mhm.
buy Amazon Prime.
Oh, yeah.
And so if you're fulfilling by merchant, it's a real challenge to meet those guidelines. I am a Prime seller, but I only sell in certain parts of the country because the shipping is you have to have it there in a day.
Wow.
And if you pay the cost to ship across the country and have it there in 1 or 2 days,
Mhm.
you're going to be paying to sell your product. So it's things like that that I've learned along the way.
Mhm.
Um, Costly.
Yeah. What about products? Like, you always hear something like, this is a new hottest item for the season or something like that. How do you approach those things?
I'm a person, I find that when I chase after those items that uh, I'd say 75% of the time I get burnt.
Yeah. Well, that's a good
Because just
tip.
like you said, it's the hot item of the season.
Okay.
And that's the operative there. I prefer to stick with things that are going to continually sell season after season after season.
Mhm.
Most of the things that I sell don't spike during the holiday season. A
Mm.
lot of people sell toys. I don't know toys. I
Mhm.
don't have kids in my household, and I'm not willing to invest the time to try and find out, quite frankly. So during the holiday season, my sales stay just about average.
Mhm.
But now, with us looking at the virus and food,
Mhm.
guess who's getting sales and lots?
Ooh. Yeah, exactly. Okay, and let me just say that when you're talking about virus, we're recording this at the time of the coronavirus,
Coronavirus.
where,
Oh, yes,
where
that's
people
true.
people are quarantined. So if you're watching this a month from now or 6 months or a year from now, you'll be like, what are you talking about virus? Well, there's a lot of people in the United States and all around the world that are currently quarantined. So when you're talking about you are selling food products on Amazon and it's like Christmas to you right now because people are buying like crazy.
Hey,
Cha-ching, girl.
that's it. That's it. And so you find your niche. And I sell other things besides foods too, but um, you find things that you enjoy shopping for, researching for, selling, and for me at least, I know that I'm making people happy. I'm
Oh,
giving people something that they want.
oh, well,
Um,
that's sweet.
a lot of other people take another direction. There's, how much can I make? you know, I don't care what it is. I'll sell it, whatever it is,
Mhm,
as long as I can make a buck.
mhm.
And I find that that doesn't really work for me because then I get into that thing, like you were saying before, the hot thing of the season. And by the time I acquire it and get it to Amazon, I may get a portion of that, but it'll fade. A good example of that is I don't know if you recall when they were selling the Advent socks. There were
Oh,
socks that were for the Advent holidays, and there were, I believe, if I remember correctly, um, there were 12 socks in a package or something like that for each of those days.
you have socks for
And
Advent. There's an
yes,
interesting idea.
yes,
You never know
and
who's going to take off. Socks for
you
Advent.
don't. And I got in at the tail end of it, and I heard some kid in tears with her mother in Target
Oh,
wanting these socks. And so I looked at it, and sure enough, this $15 package of socks was going for $75.
whoa.
Yes. And so here I am in my going around town to every Target there was and grabbing, going in, I would grab a few, grab, here and there. and I made money. But I did have socks that I held my fingers crossed till the next year. Fortunately, there were some people still interested, and so I was able to sell off the rest of my inventory. But if it had been something that, people just totally lost interest in, I would have been stuck with these socks. I couldn't have taken them back at that point.
Mhm. Wow.
So I tend not to chase the fad or the hot thing. I've learned.
That's good advice. That's good advice. So that's quite an ROI on something like that. So what is something, somebody people should look for? You're talking about $15 socks, but flipping them, the key where they're flipping, you buy it low and sell it high, right? So
Right.
what is a good margin for something like that? So if somebody's selling, say, a $20 item or something like that, what should they be looking for if they're going to flip, so to speak, an item onto Amazon?
If I find a $20 item, I want to be able to sell at least for $60.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that gives me my $20 back. It gives Amazon its fees, and it allows me to make $10 or $20.
Mm-hmm.
So I would want to profit about a third of what I'm putting out, at least. There are some items that you can purchase less than $5, and you can sell them for over $15. And I like to be in there because, unfortunately, there's this animal on Amazon called the race to the bottom.
Oh.
And the race to the bottom is when you have an item, and that item, everyone is selling the item, say that $60 item, and everybody's selling right around there, somewhere between $70 and maybe $59. Someone comes in and they say, well, I have 10 of these and I just want to sell them. And so I'm going to sell it at $48. Now, the people who have the product and they were selling at 60, theirs is no longer going to be the item that's highlighted on Amazon. And by highlighted, I mean in the buy box.
Okay.
And the buy box is the place where most people purchase. So now the person who said $48 or $49 has driven the market down. Profit margins go down for everyone. And so if you want to sell that item, you're forced to bring your price down. And that can happen to the point that your product is no longer profitable. I've actually had some products sent back to me and sold them on other platforms because the people have driven the price so low. And I think that happens because people don't have education about how to sell on Amazon. They don't realize that if I bought this for $10, I cannot sell it for $12 and make a profit. Because if I send it into Amazon and sell it for $10, Amazon is going to take a third of that for their fees. And then I'm left with minus. And so it's unfortunate, but people just look at the big picture. A lot of people look at the big picture and they don't understand those numbers. And that's where you get the things of articles where people have gone bankrupt selling on Amazon. Well, if you know your numbers, you will not go bankrupt. It's, won't, because you will buy at the right price and you sell at the right price. And so, yeah, those are some of the things.
The right things.
Yeah, exactly. For the right price.
For the right price. For the right price. Wow. So what's the possibility, the potential? Is it, I go out, spend $50 on some product and flip it for $150 and then reinvest that back in. Can someone start really low like that, or do they need to have like a budget to start?
Exactly. And even I would recommend, even if you're selling, if you go out and spend that $50, then that $50 is your budget at that point. Start with a budget. And no matter how small that budget is. So take your $50, purchase your products, get them into Amazon, take your profits. And at that point, all of it, not only your profit, your gross profit, and put it back into product until you reach a point that you can take money out of it. I also recommend, especially for people who are working, do it as a side job. Don't leave your job because you're going to make all of this money on Amazon, because it may not happen for you. You may just always make enough to take a long weekend or go traveling, pay for your vacations, those extra things. And that may be all that you do on
Yeah.
Amazon.
They say that even $500 a month is enough to change the life of people, and that affects things, or paying off bills and all those extra fun things. It's a great side hustle, whether you want to do it full time, or if you want to do it as just a side gig until it becomes something big out there. If someone wanted, it's a great side gig. Somebody was already in an online business and that's all they do. I know a lot of people that all they do is all kinds of marketing or sales online, whether it's courses and affiliate marketing and all kinds of things and influencers. Is this something that someone can take and make an additional stream of? And then what kind of potential could they expect there?
Definitely. If you're already in the e-commerce world, this is a stream that you can add to your business. And once you get it in place, set up your business structure for how you want to operate that business, identify the product or products that you want to sell. Mm-hmm. You can move forward from there and it not take an extreme amount of time. It does take some time to identify those things and put them in place. But once you've done that, you can just have it on the side, kind of like what I do with my travel. I plan on sending in so many items a month, and I send those items in and I'm able to travel. Will you, as a influencer or selling on other platforms, you can do the same model, except you'll just be doing your other businesses. You can send in a few weeks supply of items and not worry about that.
That sounds really cool, because if you could, if you're like, hey, I'm going to be gone for 3 weeks, or I'm going to go and, I'm going to have surgery or whatever, because I think I broke my wrist last year and was like, couldn't use my hands and stuff. So having something that's in place like that works either while you're traveling, works while you're sick, works while you're doing something. Or I guess, that's practically passive in a way, because you send in all your products and then Amazon takes care of all the business for you. If you're running the FBA, Fulfillment by Amazon business model, then I can do other things while that's working. I love things that work while I'm doing other things. And this
make money while you sleep.
Yes, yeah. I love wake up money.
Yes.
I do love wake up money. And this is one approach to getting that wake up money.
Exactly. I'm able to go to events, like you said, the trade shows, where I'm gone for a week or so. I'm able to go on cruises where there isn't enough internet service to really work a business.
Oh.
But I'm still making money while I'm out there drinking a pina colada. So it's a great opportunity. It's a great business. I was fortunate enough to find some people who were experts at selling online, and I learned from them. It was a great investment for them. For me, it was a great investment for them too, of course. It was a great investment for me. And the thing I can say about that is, I know people, you know yourself, Michelle, with your classes, people are a little, am I really going to get, what I want out of it? I was lucky. I chose the right mentor, the right course. And I can actually say these people are my friends now. I
That's
go on
so
cruises with
cool.
them. Yeah, it really
And
is.
I see that we have a question from one of our people here who are live, so I'm going to go ahead and go to that for just a quick minute, Carole. We have a follower that's asking the question: how do we get set up on Amazon? I know we mentioned that earlier. Could you just recap that real fast for our viewer? How to get started selling on Amazon? Just a quick, real
Sure,
quick recap.
sure. Go to sellercentral.amazon.com,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll see all of the information there.
Mm-hmm.
And if you run into a snafu or something that you don't understand, go ahead and send me a direct message, and I'll answer your questions and help you get that done.
Oh, that's so kind of you. What a sweetie. Thank you for offering that. Great. So
Sure, sure.
sellercentral.amazon.com. Great. So you were talking about so you had originally actually purchased a course or this mastermind group or something, and then now these people are all your friends that are like, and so I'm guessing those people are really raking it in, maybe.
Oh, yes, they're superstars. What was it?
Lots of zeros.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
In common.
Yes. Commas, commas, commas. Yeah, they're in the higher echelon.
Uh-huh.
They
Yeah.
have their own products in addition to products that they arbitrage or go out and purchase.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and they're doing great. They
Mm-hmm.
are doing great. They're a fantastic example for me
Mm-hmm.
of what it can be.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing okay. I'm not doing nearly what some of them are doing.
Well, you don't have
They,
to make millions because even $500 or 5,000 a month or
oh yeah,
10,000, is enough to help people and support them in their business. So someone asked, what is your PM address? So if you wanted to reach, and we'll talk about this too, but if you want to reach out to Carole, you can find her right here. We're in our Facebook group, Carole Nelson, Carole with an E. And then you can just message through Facebook to connect with her. Thank you. I went to the address you gave, but it redirects to plain Amazon. Oh, redirects to Amazon. Make sure that you select.
we'll put a link on your site here, and they go ahead and click in there.
Yeah, we'll put a link in there. I'm just putting one up together right now.
Okay, great.
Yeah, and I could actually. Do you mind if I just go ahead and screen share that real fast, Carole?
Go ahead.
It's share my screen, and then let me just switch to share screen real quick, and then you can see actually exactly what that looks like. So those of you who are watching right now, you can see here it's Seller Central. I imagine even if you just Google Seller Central, it'll be right up there. And you go sellercentral.amazon.com is the actual address. And then you just create an account here in the big blue button. It says register now, and you can get started right there with it. So great. Thank you. Carole Nelson is our guest today on Online Moneymaker Academy. I'm going to switch this back to the two of us here. Thank you, Carole. What else? What kind of words of inspiration do you have for people? Breathe some belief into them of what the possibilities are, and share with them that information. How could you inspire them to go forwards with a business on Amazon, the world's largest retailer?
Well, I think that the best inspiration that I can give you is remember what I said at the beginning. I lost my property. All of my retirement money was invested in that. I was at the point of losing my personal home. I had actually been out to mobile home parks. I thought that was what it was going to end up for me. Living in a trailer park. And oh my goodness.
Yeah, emotion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And so by getting started with Amazon, e-commerce really was a way for me to change my life.
Mm-hmm.
And now I have a good life. I have a
have
great
like
lot.
2 homes now, like one that's on the
Yes,
road mobile traveling all the time because you're like, you have your
yes,
home and you have your beautiful
yes,
home, and then you also are out traveling the world all the time in your RV.
exactly. And doing all those things that many people just dream about doing.
Wow.
So I believe that that's the best example that I can give you. The best thing I can say to you is that there, if you want hope, there's hope there. And as I said, if you go online and you look at it and you're confused, just give me a direct message, Carole Nelson,
Mhm.
Nelson,
Yeah.
and and I'd be happy, more than happy to help you because someone helped me.
And I'll put those links in here. And we're streaming live on Facebook and YouTube right at this exact moment. So if you're watching on Facebook, please put a like on this video and share this with someone who you think might need it. You know, someone you know that might be interested in starting a side gig or side hustle or wants to add an additional stream of income to what they're already doing. So tag them or share this with them. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to this channel. And like this video as well. I'll put some links down below so you can get to it quickly. Great. I'm just looking real quickly. And are any final last questions? I'm so excited. We have so many people on with us watching live. Let me take a couple of questions. Someone came in late. Well, that's okay. The recording will be up ongoing, so you could always watch it later at a later date. And then is there a free version? Yes, and we did talk about that. The question is there a free version? So Seller Central, yes, you can sign up for free, Carole said, and then they'll just take a percentage of the sale price as their fee.
Exactly.
Or you can sign up as a pro seller and pay a monthly fee of about $40 if you're
Yes.
selling a lot of products. But you can start out in the lower level if you want. Excellent question. Yes, great. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Thank you, Carole, for joining me. Please like and share this video. Post your questions later. We'll pop back into, if you're watching this replay later, we'll keep an eye on this and try and answer your questions. Reach out to Carole if you need support or guidance on this, and go to Amazon and start a business. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching today.
Thank you. Thank you, Michelle. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.